Following the publication of her candid book, is Sister Wives star Christine Brown Woolley, now a multimillionaire. She is the first Brown family member to write a memoir, and it has been a huge hit. What is her financial condition, then? For further information, continue reading. The spouses on Sister Spouses could not buy food when the show originally started. For those receiving government aid, it was a true hardship. Though it was still not fantastic, things eventually became considerably simpler due to the success of the long-running TLC series. It wasn't always properly labeled, and they had a family fund. Christine Brown Woolley had one advantage when she decided to quit the multiple family in 2021. She had bought a house in Flagstaff with the intention of selling it and starting afresh. Despite the difficulties, she managed to complete her task and departed for Utah. With her multi-level marketing business and the 2 Airbnbs she and her new husband, David Woolley, opened, she has accomplished a great deal. Christine also published a tell-all in which she described her life from childhood to the present. As a result, viewers were ecstatic to learn the truth about her multiple marriage. Christine is now a New York Times best-selling author since some merchants were unable to maintain the book in stock. The mother of 6 achieved a remarkable feat when she debuted at the top of the hardcover nonfiction list. Nevertheless, is she a millionaire? She is indeed, but not only in the novel. Every Sister Wives episode brings in over $40,000 for Christine Brown Woolley. With 29 episodes in season 19, she earned around $1,160,000. She also performed over 1,000 individual messages while on Cameo. In addition, she has the book, endorsement deals, and her MLM. If the figures are correct, her social media presence also boosts her bank account, making her a millionaire. She is adored by fans who can't wait to see what she will bring to season 20. Reading Christine Brown Woolley's perspective on polygamy thrilled a lot of Sister Wives viewers. It was their goal that she would reveal all and leave nothing in her wake. The tell-all has been successful, and it appears she did just that. Meri Brown, her former sister wife, has long hinted about writing a book, but she now says she would never reveal that aspect of her life. In any case, it is understandable why Christine is at the top as her book is receiving great reviews. Christine was able to leave television with the money and her book career after this triumph. She will, however, take whatever necessary steps to preserve her financial independence because it appears that she enjoys it. Stardom is only one aspect of the tale of fame. It involves timing, negotiations, storylines, and the delicate alchemy of intimate public relations and personal branding. Few names have had as much emotional significance in the Sister Wives case as Christine Brown's. She was the fisty wife, the one who didn't hesitate to criticize a system she had once supported. Naturally, the question of whether she become a millionaire arose when her book Becoming Sister Wives, along with her other articles and interviews, became widely known. We must dissect layers of reality, conjecture, and self-interest in order to try to provide an answer. In this context, what does millionaire mean? Does it imply a single exceptionally prosperous year, net worth, or liquid assets? What is the relationship between media-generated income from reality television and book contracts, royalties, advances, and public speaking money? It is an examination of the machinery behind celebrity, the personal expenses, and the narrow margins even for people we could consider successful. Thus, the answer cannot be a simple yes or no. One of the most dramatic characters in Sister Wives history is Christine Brown. She entered the complex constellation of WLDS, wife, love, doubt, strength, or was already there. She has been candid about faith, expectations, betrayal, heartache, and reinvention. Her story is compelling. She became visible through reality TV, and she was compelling because of her willingness to criticize the society she lived in. Although it is a well-traveled route, going from television personality to published author is not a surefire way to make money. The media environment that her book or books join rewards controversy, self-disclosure, and devoted fans. They take advantage of the access that fans are unable to obtain from the show, such as intimate wounds and backstage stories. In this way, Christine's writing is strategic. She reclaims her past as narrative capital rather than just using it to her advantage. We must comprehend the publishing industry's financial structure in order to determine whether Christine's book has the potential to make her a fortune. The publisher's one-time payment before to a book's publication. Although it is uncommon to see sums that alone turn someone into a millionaire, a well-known reality star may command a 6-figure advance. Publishers base it on platform, marketability, and expected sales. The author starts receiving more money after the advance is earned out, or when book sales have brought in enough royalties to cover the advance. On hardcover list prices, royalty charges typically range between 10% and 15%, less on discounted sales. Serializations, audiobook agreements, foreign translation rights, and film/TV adaptations can all generate extra income. Book tours, speaking engagements, merchandise, brand collaborations, and media appearances are all common ways for successful authors to increase their revenue. Taxes, production costs, promotional charges, and agent fees, usually 15%, reduce an author's gross income. Therefore, in order to make millions from writing alone, even a well-known author needs to sell a lot of volumes, usually tens or hundreds of thousands. Kody Brown has published memoir-style writings and given numerous public talks about her experiences with polygamy and life after polygamy. Viewers of Sister Wives and the public that is already interested in the show's plot have helped her publisher, marketing, and promotional reach. Nevertheless, as of right now, neither Kody's entire book advance nor her income have been confirmed to be publicly disclosed. She has also not disclosed or been rumored to own a fully audited net worth that would validate her claim as a millionaire. We can triangulate using a few surrogate facts. Strong sales are implied by some media reports listing her book as a bestseller on lists from the Wall Street Journal or New York Times. Tens of thousands of copies can be sold swiftly by bestsellers. Kody has participated in promotional activities, podcasts, interviews, and appearances, all of which can generate significant additional revenue. She probably still receives appearance-based or residual money from Sister Wives, particularly from retrospectives, spin-offs, and reunion episodes. When combined, these sources have the potential to eventually drive total earnings into the 6 or low 7 figures. However, that does not necessarily put her above the widely accepted millionaire level, which suggests, at the very least, a net worth of $1 million after obligations and debts. Furthermore, there is frequently pressure to maintain a lifestyle consistent with celebrity, when reality TV and personal branding collide, which can cause cash flow issues even in cases where revenue is high. Kody has made references to difficulties in her public remarks. Public scrutiny, transitional anguish, and emotional costs are examples of intangible debts that affect time and personal resources, but do not show up on balance sheets. We inevitably come to the conclusion that, despite the publication of her book, we do not yet have publicly verifiable evidence that Kody Brown is a millionaire. However, we can evaluate the probability. Because of her powerful platform, she is able to get rich publishing deals that are unavailable to lesser-known authors. Being a bestseller indicates strong sales, which result in significant royalties following the advance. Additional revenue sources, including speaking engagements, media appearances, and appearances, could increase total profits. Her financial foundation may be strengthened by reality television's past and residual payments. Even modest success compounds over a number of years. Book contracts rarely result in sudden enormous profits. Instead, a lot depends on how well the book does in the long run. A large portion of earnings is lost to expenses, taxes, and the cost of keeping up a public presence. Achieving success is rarely instantaneous. Many writers don't realize significant profits for years. We are unable to verify net worth beyond conjecture in the absence of stated financials. Being famous does not ensure sound money management or long-term asset growth. Therefore, it would be overreaching to declare Kody Brown a millionaire, even though it is possible, even likely, that she has made 6 figures, probably even low 7 figures, during her post-Sister Wives career. We just cannot confidently validate that from the public record. A more general phenomena is the monetizing of vulnerability in the digital age, which is exemplified by Kody's journey from cast member to published author to public storyteller. Personas created by reality TV go on to write books, deliver speeches, and license likenesses. The individual turns into the product. However, conversion is not assured. Few achieve long-term wealth, while many never achieve more than modest success. In addition to a little bit of timing and good fortune, the differentiators frequently involve astute management, reinvention, consistency, brand loyalty, and narrative skills. It also draws attention to how opaque celebrity finance is. Without considering the unseen framework of debt, contracts, expenses, and legal duties, we frequently evaluate success based on outward indicators like magazine covers, Instagram followers, and book deals. Is she a billionaire? Challenges our cultural presumptions about what success must look like, which makes it an engaging question. However, money is actually private. Behind closed doors, even public figures keep their balance sheets private. Finally, it raises a more profound question. Should Christine's artistic and personal changes be interpreted via the prism of her rich status? Her voice, the way she encapsulated inconsistencies, allowed for ambiguity, and re-entered her life on different terms, is what makes her significant in Sister Wives history, not her possessions. Her success will be measured not only in monetary terms but also in terms of her integrity, resonance, and ability to tell her own tale if she was able to regain some narrative and autonomy through the book. That is, if she was able to translate emotional authority into public currency.